Good evening, guys. I hope everyone is having a very good day. Hi. Can I get some chat? Can I get some reactions so that I know people here are active? Okay, I see some response. All right. So yes, we'll start the session by 7:40 sharp, which is waiting for the others to join, guys. Thank you.
Am I audible? Please raise your hands. Yes, yes. What about others? Please raise your hands. Yes. Thank you. Okay, let's start now. So, guys, myself Sheikh Mohammed Ali, and I am pre-final year student. So now today I am going to take a session about how we are going to connect the Flask with the SQL. Okay, so let me come on. Let's start the session today. So everyone, I think everyone knows about the SQL, the structured query language. Yes. So the SQL is mostly used for storing and retrieving the data. So we are going to see a concept of how we are going to store and retrieve the data using the Flask. Okay, guys, let's start now. So today's session, we are going to see how we can integrate the SQL with the Flask and what are the features. So we can use the user authentication method and the password hashing using the bicrypts and the session management using Flask login. So what are the prerequisites? So we need a Python and the Flask framework and the Flask login library plus Flask SQL Alchemy library and bicrypt library. So let's start now. So I think everyone are aware about the Flask that the session taken by the Samila. So this is the basic Flask web application now. So I have created the three templates: dashboard, login, and register. So I think I want everyone to create the templates first initially. This is the basic structure of the Flask application. So we are going to create the app.py, models.py to store the databases, and the templates folder to store the HTML templates. Okay, guys. So if you guys have your laptops, please create these files: dashboard.html, login.html, register.html. Please, guys, fast. Just raise your hands after creating. Okay, guys, let's see now. So in templates folder, I have created three files. The first one is login.html. In login.html, we have created a simple form that takes email and password as input. And in register.html, we have created another form that takes username, email, and password as an input and stores in the database. Okay. And in dashboard, we have just created an welcome message and to show the username and password. So we will develop this later. Come on, let's move on to the backend. So this is the basic Flask application. So we have imported the Flask, render template, request, redirect, URL for, and Flash. This I will explain you later why we are importing this and all. And you basically know the render template, right? So first, initially, we have initialized the Flask application with the name of app. Okay. So see this app.root. So this slash represents when the Flask backend application start. First, which template or what you want to show to the user. So we have rendered the template login.html means when the Flask application starts, the first page will display and the page is login.html. Okay, you are going to render this login.html template when the Flask application starts. Okay, guys, let's run this application. So we know how to run the backend, right? So Python app.py. This will run your Flask application. So your Flask application is in debug mode and it is in this URL. See, steps. Wait. So when we come to this URL, so this is basically our local host and this is the port number in which our backend Flask is served. Okay, so we have initially given the login.html to render as the first thing when we start the Flask application. So our login.html is visible to all. Yes. Okay, guys. Same like this, we have created and register.html and dashboard.html. So let's build this Flask application to store and retrieve from the database. Okay. So we are going to use the SQL, the structured query language. Hope I have sent out a video to install the SQL Workbench. Everyone install. Please raise your hands. Guys, come on. Okay. Okay, let's start building. So basically, we need SQL Workbench to connect to the SQL and store the data. Okay. Let me tell you the requirements. Is estimate. So now this is our requirement.txt. So in this, we will basically store what are the requirements to run our application. So we need the Flask SQL Alchemy library, Flask login library, and Workzug. So here we are going to also use the bycrypt also. So we will import that later. So please guys put this in your requirement.txt. After that, we are going to install every requirements. Let me show you. Yes, come. So using this, we can install the every requirements that we need for this application. Okay. This okay. Let me first define the models, then we can go to installation. So see guys. It's so you'll find that yeah, let's Let's restart the terminal. Just wait a minute, guys. Let me restart my terminal. Just a minute, please. That's excellent. Guys, I'm visible. Please raise your hands. Okay, okay. Sorry for the interruption. I think everyone put the requirements in your file. So now let's install. Okay. So in my laptop, I have already installed several files. So it's showing me. Okay, guys. Let's start building the models for the SQL storage. So now let's go to the models.py. So in this, we are going to build how the models, how the SQL tables will be and how it will stored. Okay, guys. So initially for the storing of the data, we need a table. So consider this is a relational database. So we are using the table format in the rows and columns to store each and every data. So let's start building that. Let me see. Choose. Now let's start building in the app.py. So first we need the Flask SQL Alchemy. So the Flask SQL Alchemy is basically used to connect the Flask and the SQL. Okay. In the Flask SQL Alchemy, we are going to import SQL Alchemy, the class of the SQL Alchemy, and also the login manager. Okay. So basically, the Flask login manager is used for the authentication and login logout purpose only. In this, we are going to import the classes such as login manager, user mixin, next login user. Please accept that people who are in lobby. User. About user. So these are the methods we are going to import from this. So and also bycrypt. So as already I told that we are going to use bycrypt to encrypt our passwords. So this is our project's structure. So this is the configuration. So we need to configure the SQL for the connection with the backend. Okay. So this configuration is an important part. I have told you guys to remember your password in the SQL Workbench. Okay, no. So the module bycrypt is not downloaded. So we are going to install it. Click install by. Sorry, big rights. Okay. So it's already downloaded. Yes. So next. So let me explain you again. The Flask we are going to use the framework, and this in this Flask we are going to use the render template for rendering the HTML files and requests for handling incoming request data and redirect. Redirect we are used to redirect the different routes from one route to another routes, and URL for the URL for is basically used to generate the routes URL for the routes. Okay. So what is the SQL Alchemy? So SQL Alchemy is an object relational mapping tool. So this is used to interact with the database using Python objects. And the login manager is used for the authentication in Flask. And the user mixin will provide the default implementation methods required by the Flask login. Okay. And login user is logs the user, and logout same as the logs out a user. Okay, guys, let's initialize the Flask application and configure the SQL. So we have already initialized the Flask application. So let's start the configuration of the SQL. So first, initially, we are going to give a secret key. So this key is used to secure our application. Okay. So we can give random 16 digits for now, 16 characters for now. Okay, guys. Next, we are going to config the SQL Alchemy. No? So here, first we are going to use the PyMySQL for this. Okay, guys. So see here, MySQL plus. So this is going to connect our SQL and the backend. Okay. After we are going to give the username. So what is a username? Initially for everyone, the username will be here. Can observe in the MySQL Workbench after you are connected. So here you root. So the root is your username for now. Okay. So my username is root, and we need to put password here. So the password we have given when we are installing the SQL. So the password, main password is, this is my password. After add symbol, we are going to use localhost because we are deploying our Flask backend in our local computer, right? So we are going to use localhost. The database name. This is my database name. So we can create another database name, for example, L2 plus 6. Okay, guys. So first, initially, we are going to SQL. We are logging in. So this is the place we are going to create a database tables, and we can create, delete, everything we can do here. So initially we are going to create database, and what our database name? So we have given editor class 6. So you can see here, guys, after you can click this run button and you can see actions here. So the database has been successfully created now. So now let's move on to our Flask. Okay. Now we are going to set the SQL Alchemy and the login manager. So we are going to assign the SQL Alchemy for the DB. So we are providing our Flask application here as an input. So next we are going to create login manager. Next. So let me explain you these 4 lines. If anyone wants to explain this, anyone wants the explanation of this also. So let me give this also. So the secret key is used for the sign-in purposes and session cookies to manage the session cookies and all. So and the SQL Alchemy database URL. So this URL is the connecting to the database. So MySQL here we will connect the MySQL database with this Python Blasken logic. Okay. So we can add here another line. So so this is used for the track modification. For now, we are going to set this as false. Yes. So and what these lines are doing. So this initialize the SQL Alchemy with the Flask application. Okay. And this will initialize the login manager. Then this line attaches the login manager to the Flask application and this login. So login manager.login view. So this specifies the routes to redirect when the user needs to log in. So when the user will face some problems, so we will redirect the user to the login page. Okay. So now let's define the database model. So we are going to store three things. First, username, email, and password. So we can create a class named user. So in that we are going to pass user in, comma, GB. So database model. This is our database model. So initially we have ID. So db dot so first the ID is now an integer data type. Guys, you can also code this. So this is our primary key. Okay, guys. Next, we want username, right? So when we are gonna the user registers, so we will capture the username of that user. So the username same. So, so the username will be the string, right? A group of characters. So and we can keep the length such as 80. And each username is unique. And nullable. So the nullable equals false. This defines that the row cannot be empty. Okay. So same for email we are going to create. You guys can also code with me. This will improve. So same we are going to store email so we can keep the 120 characters same null unique and nullable equals false. Now we are going to store the password. In GB, so column. Yeah, the C should be caps, guys. Sorry. This will be dot string. This the password is also a string, and we can keep as 128 characters. So we are going to store the hash value of this password. So we are keeping the characters as 128. Okay. So nullable false. False. Okay, guys, this is our table. So when we run this class application, this will create a table with the columns ID, username, email, and password. So each row has a different username, ID, and passwords. Okay. So now let's start the loading the users. So in this, we are going to use the login manager. Okay. And then user loader. So we are going to load that user. So our function. So load user. So it will get the user ID. So the user ID is here. This thing. Okay. So this is passed here. So and it will return. What? Okay. So this will fetch the user from the database using their IDs. Okay. So we are going to store each users in the database, and each user has an unique ID. So this ID will be passed here, and this will return that user. Okay. This user.query.get, this is used to fetch the user table of the SQL database. Okay, guys. So let's start defining the routes. So we have already defined the route known as that index. So this will render our login.html. Next, we can define our login route. So how it will be? So let me copy paste this. So we have less time. So this is our login route. Copy and paste it. I will explain it. So this is our login. When the user clicks that submit button, so this logic will be running in the background. Okay, guys. So first line, this app.road.login. So that slash login URL used for the login function. So this allows get method and post method. So we are going to store the data and retrieve the data. And these are the two methods we are going to use and our function. So if the method is post, so when the method is post, then this will request the email and password from the HTML template. So we will provide the email here. So this attribute and this password. So this will capture and send to the backend. Okay. This is how the form works. When the form is called, this will capture the two values and send to our backend logic. So for this, we are going to use here this line. So this is the important line here. Form. So what our form needs to do when we click the submit button. So when we click that submit button, this will call this URL, login URL, and this login URL is located in our app.py. So when this URL is called, our login function will execute. Okay. First, initially, it will check the request method. If the request method is post, means we are going to submit the data to the database. So this will take two attributes, email and password, and then it will fetch the user if the user of this email is already exist or not. If not, sorry, if they are exist, then we are going to login, give us login success. So first we are going to check the password of that user, and then we will log in that user. Okay. So this will display our login successful message and render redirect to the dashboard.html. So we will redirect to the dashboard.html of that user email and password. Okay. Else we will display that invalid email or password or error. So same for the register also we are going to create. So let me show you. So this is our register, copy everything. So this is our register role. Okay, guys. So when we are going to register, so we will take that username, email, and password. Okay, from these users, and then we will convert that password. This is a normal text password. So for example, some user gives ABC, etc., and this password is converted into hash values, some like this, with these numbers and text, the mixture of combinations of numbers and characters and symbols, and stored in our database for the security purpose. So here only we are going to use this by CRUD. Okay, so we are going to hash this password, and in our user table. So this is our class. So we have defined here, right? So in this, we are going to store our username, email, and password. Okay. So we are going to store the hash password, not only the normal password. So then we will add that user and commit. So this is the basic SQL syntax. We are going to add that users, commit, and etc. Next, we are going to display the success message with the help of the flash. Okay, guys. Next, this is our dashboard road. So when our dashboard URL is called, we are going to display our dashboard road. Okay. So this how we are going to work with the SQL. So let me. So same as we have included the form method for the login. So we are going to include for the register also. So here is the complete code. To see here. For the register also, we have defined an URL. So when this URL, when this submit button is clicked, this will call this URL, and the URL will call that function, the register function that is located in our backend. Okay. So then we are going to store in our database. So let me show you. So this is our complete code that we have defined now. It's simple. So in this code, I have splitted that models into two separate files. So here you can see here. So I have initialized the SQL Alchemy and login manager here, and then our database model and our loading the user. So using app.py, I have imported that models, that user model and the login manager and database. Okay, this will provide us the better quality of code definitions. So guys, are you understood what I'm going to say? Please raise your hands. Till now, everyone understood? Please, can you continue? Yes. So here, see this. So this part is we are going to use to display the flash messages. The flash messages we have defined in our backend. So in each root, each function we have defined and this flash, right? So when this action is occurred, this flash will a message will send to this part of the template. Okay. And let's see the dashboard logic. So see here. So here we are going to give the data of that user, the particular current user who is logged in with this, with the help of the current user. Okay. See, this is our current user. So here I have defined the basic styles for this three templates. And also I have imported this styles with the help of URL. So this represents my folder and the name, the file name of which the style, the CSS is stored. Okay, guys. So this part, can you observe this? Welcome user.username. So in this, we have in the dashboard, we have provided the user equals current user. When the current user, someone is logged in, for example, we will assume the A is logged in. So we are going to display the email and the name of that A. Okay. So we are going to, we pass this name to the user. So in the dashboard.html, with the help of that user object, we are going to display the username and the user.email. So this is in our uh, database, username and email. Okay, so that's only we are going to display that. So let me run this. So this is my application. Okay. So initially, scenes. Yeah, again. So this is our flash message. So how it is displayed? Let me show you. In our app.py, in our logic, login logic, we have defined here. If the user password does not match, so we'll show that invalid email or password. This message is passed to the login.html template with the help of that URL. And here we are going to display the message. Okay, guys. So let me show how the data is stored. So come on, we can click here, register here. So for example, we are going to give name ABC at gmail.com, password as ABC. So registration successful. So when we click that submit button, our data is captured and it is sent to the backend, and the backend logic will store the data in the SQL. Okay. So see here. So this will capture the data and convert the password into hash password. And in our user table, it will store the username in the place of this username in the database username, and email and password in the hash password. Okay. And it will display the successful message as just registration successful and please log in. Okay, guys. So let me show you how in the Workbench it will look. So here we can see our databases. What are our databases? So here, click here and see. You have tables, right? In this, we can see our use. We are going to use our class 6. Okay. Sorry. Here I am. So this is my database here. Let me change again. I will show you with the new database. Let's create as new DB and we'll save this file. Let me restart our terminal. So this error represents there is no unknown database new DB. So in my SQL Workbench, I have no database named the new DB. So we are going to create database new DB. Okay. So this will create our new database. See, you can see here. So now let's run that Python update. So when we run our Flask application, so see here, we will create all the databases. So all the database is created in this SQL. So after loading this, we can refresh and check our table is created or not. Says our table is created here. So what are the columns in our table? We can view that what are the columns in our table, the ID, username, and password. This is our columns, right? So how the data is stored? Let me show you again how it's stored. Register ABC at gmail.com. So registration is successful. So we are using this new DB. So we are going to write an query, SQL query. So the SQL query to view our database is select star. So the select star form represents that we are going to fetch each and every data that is in our table. So our table name is user, right? Okay, we have syntax error here. Table. Also, we are getting this text error. Let me check. Yes. Let's try to log in once. I will tell you what happened. Sorry. ABC. So our Gmail was abc@gmail.com and our password was abc. Right. So this will show. This is showing our dashboard. ABC welcome ABC, and this is our mail. So let me confirm you what happens. What happened in this SQL. I think my version is. Yes, I got it. So this is our ID and username, the email, and our password. We have given the password as ABC, but here we are storing the hash password. So let me try with another thing. Just so we can try with another username and password. Let's see how it is storing. So this time we can keep as XYZ. So XYZ at gmail.com and password as XYZ. Register. So registration is successful. And now let's check our database that have content data. So yes, we have got the data xyz at gmail.com and etc. So this is our logic. So this how our Flask application connects with the SQL and the templates and the data is captured and stored. So in same guys, if anyone have doubt, please ask now. Can tell you what. I will share you the repo link and also this documentation that helps you to understand how the things are working extra. I see anything in doubts, please. Did you understood everything? You can type +1 in the chat section if you got it. How things are working with the SQL and Flask. Guys, does anyone have some queries? If has, raise your hands and ask in chat section. Let me clear you. Okay, guys, I think everyone understood what is happening. So I will share you this basic code. So you can first initially install the recommender.txt and run this code. Okay, guys, I think let's wind up this session. Hello, hello, Nasir, can you handle it?
So, guys, was there any doubt? Any doubts, guys? You can ask in the chat. I'll enable the mics. 1 second. So, guys, I've let you all use your mics. You can use your mics and speak up if there's any doubts. Anyone? Okay, Bharani Vandhan. What's your doubt, my guy? You've raised your hand. Is there any doubts? Bro, I have doubt in yesterday's class. Okay, sure. Go ahead. Ask. You can ask now.
Hello, bro.
Yes.
Bro, yesterday you said an image can't be uploaded in the VS Code, bro. That I have no, I have some
Sorry?
errors in the images. You told you have to
NACS.
create and upload images.
Yes.
It cannot be updated in the portfolio, bro.
Yes. Why? What is the error that's showing up?
No error. It's showing a blank page. That's all. It's showing a color page. Once I share the
Did
screen,
you
I will say,
use did you use the image tag?
yeah, I used to be image.
Okay, you use the image tag. Did you specify the path of the image
Yeah.
properly
I
or
specify the part of it. Yeah,
okay, so this might happen in HTML sometimes. So what you have to do is put the image in the same directory as your HTML file. Make
yeah. I
sure
have.
that
I used that also, bro.
okay, if wait a minute, I'll just let you share your screen. Let me see what's actually wrong with it.
Okay.
Okay, share your screen, Tarun.
Bro, is my screen accessible?
Yes, yes. Okay, can you show me
So
the
here,
code? Yeah,
yeah,
okay. Show me the image section.
I've included this images in the this code part, and I
Okay,
used the same part here.
okay.
But it is output is showing.
Do one thing. From the pages, yeah. Okay, wait a second, wait a second. Hmm. Okay, okay. Show me the code. Show me the code.
Yeah.
Okay, so your file is inside source. Okay, do one thing. Move that file outside of source and just make your file available in Tarun's digital canvas. That's all. Do you get my point?
This images I have to be copied and
Yeah,
here.
paste it in your main. Yes, paste it there. Now go to your VS Code. Now instead of the whole path, just type 1.jpg or 2.jpg, whatever.
Okay.
And make sure you type the file properly because you've written 1.jpg, but in the file's name it's one. Okay, make sure that file name is proper. Okay.
Ah, 180.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Click enter. Okay. Now you can check your live server.
Oh, 180. Yeah, updated. Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Any other doubts, guys, regarding yesterday's session, today's session? Anything? Okay, I assume you all are having no doubts. So shall we end the meet today? Shall we end the session today? Can I get some interactions in the chat, guys? Okay, Rahul. Okay, you've raised your hand. Any doubts? Nothing? Okay. Okay. Okay, guys, then we shall wind up today. I hope you had a wonderful session. Let me get some plus ones in the chat, actually. Yes, yes, Teja. Yes, Teja. Yes, Teja. Go ahead. Go ahead. What happened? Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. In VS Code, I don't know how to assemble the files. What do you mean by assemble, Teja? Like the word assemble does not, specify your problem here. What do you actually mean by assemble the files? Are you telling you don't know how to create an HTML file, or are you telling you don't know how to create or like push the files into a new folder? Are you saying it like that? Like yes. Like today he assembled two more files. You don't know how to push your files into a new folder. Is that what you're trying to say? Okay. It's nothing hard, to be fair. If you want, you can share your screen. I can guide you right now. So the doubt is how to insert image in VS Code and it is cleared. Okay, okay. Now I am happy that it's cleared. I'm happy it's cleared. Okay, Teja, I can actually show you a small demonstration on how to push your files. Okay, I'll just show you 1 second. Guys, is my screen visible? Can I get some plus ones in the chat? Is my screen visible? Just let me know that my screen is visible. Yeah. Okay, my screen is visible. Okay, okay. Right. So you're trying to say that you don't know how to push files into a directory, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new folder here in my desktop. New folder. I'm just going to call it test. Okay. So I'm going to VS Code. I'm opening my folder, desktop. I click test and I select this folder. And my test folder is now open in VS Code. You can see it here, right? So now if you click this button, a new file will be created inside the test folder. And I can name it as anything. I'm just going to say index.html. Okay. And I click enter. The file will be created within my folder. Index.html. What is this? What's wrong here? Okay, yes, you can see my file is created. Now, if you want to actually push another file into this folder, what you're going to do is you just have to for example, I'm just going to put, let's say files. I'm just going to put this picture over here. I'm just going to paste it. What you have to do is copy the picture and paste the picture into the same directory. That's it. And there you go. You have the file here. You literally have the file here. And as you all know, to use HTML, I'm just going to put exclamation mark. I'm just going to click enter. Yeah. Now then how to create a next any folder? Yeah, that's simple. You can see this plus icon here, right? You just have to click that and another folder will be created within the test folder. Just have to click this and I'm just going to put it sub folder. You can see I've created, I'm going to now my test folder. You can see that I have another folder called subfolder here. And there's nothing obviously, right? Right? Okay, that's it. Now I'm just going to click live preview. Right. You can see the image is now visible here, right? That's all. That's all. That's all, guys. That's it. Any other doubts? Any other doubts? Anything else? Okay, then, guys. I hope everyone's doubt is clear. I hope everyone's doubt is clear. So if your doubts are clear, let me get some plus ones in the chat so that I can know that everyone's doubt is clear and we can wind up the session as quick as possible. Right, right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, then we'll meet you tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be the last day of the workshop, but there is a surprise in day 8. Okay, I'll let you know tomorrow. We'll let you know tomorrow what the surprise is about on day 8. Okay. All right, then, guys. Have a good day. Bye.